And in my head, I'm like, what the hell is he doing? He grabs a knife, and nobody really knows about this. I don't even think my mom or my family knows about this, but
I really thought I was gonna die. He has a loaded gun that he's waving at me. Like he's pointing a loaded gun at me.
hello guys, what's going on? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. For those that don't know me, my name is Vic, and for those that do, welcome back to my channel. And today I do have a special guest. Her name is Nicole.
Hi.
Nicole, you want to tell them a little bit about yourself?
So me and Vic have gone back lots of years, right?
Yeah.
We met I don't know, maybe like 10 years ago. Yeah, and now I'm here today because we reached out to each other.
Alright guys, so as you guys could tell by the caption below, we're gonna be talking about a serious topic today. We're gonna be talking about domestic violence relationship and how abusive and toxic it could get. So I know that Nicole experienced something like that in her past, so I told her, oh, what do you think about this video? And I said, oh, you should be in it, and she actually agreed. So
I agreed, which was a shock because I didn't think I would want to do a video like that and open up in that way. But after I spoke with Vic, I was surprised that you told me that you had went through it too.
Oh yeah.
That was like shocking for me, and since I've known him for so long, I felt really bad that you had to go through that. Yeah, just to.
I mean, it happened, but I mean, at least we made it through, both of us.
Yeah. Yeah, when I was younger, I always thought to myself like that would never happen to me. Like there's no way I would ever let somebody treat me like that. And then things start changing, you meet somebody and it's just like you see these little red flags and you just kind of like throw them to the side because you think like the person's really good or you want to see the good in them, and so you keep giving them chances. Well, that's what happened to me.
I could relate to that because when you're younger you always say that I will never allow this and that, and the two things that I said I will never allow, it would be like abusive relationship and cheating.
Yeah,
those are the two things I was like, I will never let anybody do that to me. And now I was in an abusive relationship and I dealt with it for a year and a half. And how long were you in yours for?
Almost 5.
Almost 5 years. 4.5. Like,
how old were you when you
21.
Met? 21.
21. So they left me, and if they didn't leave, like this person didn't leave me, I would probably still be there because I was begging this person not to leave me. And they left me, and honestly that was the best.
That was the best thing they could have done for you.
Yeah, that was the best thing. They tried coming back months later, and by then I was strong enough to realize my worth, and I was like, nah, I can't.
Yeah.
But yeah, guys, now we're gonna talk about how we got into it.
Yeah, sure.
How did you get into it? Well, before we start, guys, we do have, since it is a little bit of a serious topic, Nicole didn't want to come on unless she has sweets.
I need junk food.
She needs junk food, so we have tiramisu over here,
which I've never tried before.
She never tried, and she works at an Italian restaurant.
And I serve it all the time. And it looks interesting. I just like, I don't know. I've never tried it.
Alright, so for those that never had it, this is tiramisu. It's like a coffee cake. Then we have 7-layer cookies. And then we have.
And we have like these, I guess M&M beef you got right here.
Yeah, M&M. So we're just gonna be eating and then. Just
and I got 2 different. Oh, so I've never been to really Starbucks before.
She never been to Starbucks.
So I couldn't decide what I wanted. I had no idea what I was ordering anyway. So I ordered like 2 different drinks. I got him his boring black coffee.
When I have cheesecake or anything like this, I have to have black coffee. If not, it's just too sweet for me,
I guess.
Alright guys, so how I got into my relationship, it was I'm not gonna go too detailed because I don't want to talk about love here. Like I don't want to talk about love. That's a different subject. I want to just get really to the like, why we're here. So yeah, I ended up falling in love with someone. Everything was perfect.
I was gonna say, what was the first thing that like kind of threw you off? Like maybe this is not going in the right direction.
Okay, the first sign. Should we name these people? Like give them a name?
Oh, I was gonna say I'm not doing real names.
No,
yeah.
of course not.
Yeah, I was gonna say mine as well.
Okay, so mine is
Just say Sam.
Sam?
Yeah, Sam.
Okay. Alright guys, so I met Sam, and so if you guys have never watched my videos, I just recently came out. And I was telling you to watch my video?
Yes, I did.
I just recently came out, so yeah, it was a guy. But so I met Sam, everything was literally perfect, and we were drinking one day, and I guess he blacked out, ended up fighting his whole family pretty much, and I never seen that side of him, right?
Mm-hmm.
Never. Ended up getting kicked out, and we ended up moving together because he got kicked out, and I literally had just met him a few months ago. But I was literally like, oh my god, so infatuated,
Yeah.
I guess. He moved in, but that was like the first sign. Like that was the
Okay.
first sign. And then one time we went to a beach, and then I lost his phone.
Okay.
But we got his phone back. We got it back because I was taking pictures of all of us, and I left it there. Again, he was drinking, blacked out, and ended up again, like, kind of like going up in my face, trying to intimidate me. That was like the first time that I seen him like that. Well, towards me.
Towards you, right?
So that's crazy things that he was a little small. Like he was smaller than me, so I wasn't scared of him, and I just didn't want to, like, you know, I just didn't want to hit him back or anything like that. So he ends up headbutting me. He headbutted me. I start bleeding. We're like,
You're still at the beach at this
yeah,
point?
but it's like kind of nighttime. The cops were called on. They come to the beach, and they're like, did he just headbutt him? Because I guess, like, I don't know if he had blood on his forehead, but I definitely had blood all over my mouth. He's like, no, we're wrestling, and then we left. As we were going home, my car gets destroyed. He starts breaking everything in my car, literally, my windshield, everything. I know, it got so bad.
What? Oh my god.
So then he starts punching me, stuff like that, and then
And this is behind a cell phone.
over a cell phone.
Behind
yeah.
the cell phone.
Yeah,
That's what I'm saying. Behind you leaving the cell phone.
A phone that he got back.
Mm-hmm.
But meanwhile, he destroyed my phone, literally. It was a brand new phone I had just gotten.
Car.
Destroyed my car, destroyed my phone. That phone was literally into little pieces, and it sucked because I had all my birthday pictures there with my family. But that was just one incident, but it's just like what you're thinking at that time in that moment, and it's scary.
How do you remember how far in the relationship you were in? Like at that point?
It wasn't that far, honestly.
Yeah.
This was before we moved in, and then after that, the next day, I was at his house, acting like everything was okay.
Yeah.
And then I thought it would never happen again.
Right.
That was just one out of so many.
One incident.
Yeah, out of so many, and it's scary, but.
Yeah, I remember when I met Bob, I wasn't initially like, nothing really like drew me to him, so I can't even say it was like a physical thing. It was just something that came about. But I remember, I think good idea. I think.
Because I'm not talking anymore. You had your chance.
Oh, I did, but I felt rude going in for it first.
You should have went while I was talking.
That's fine. I'll wait. But basically, I remember the first major incident where I was really scared was 3 months into a relationship, and basically what happened was we had plans to do something the next day. So we had that, but then out of nowhere my family came in from out of town I hadn't seen in years. So I told him, let's pause this, you know, we can do that any day.
Yeah.
Like I want to see my family who I haven't seen in forever. And that's what started the whole.
That was your first time?
That was the first time. And I mean, it was very, very bad. Like right off the jump, it automatically physical.
Was anybody around?
Yeah, so one of his friends were around. At this point, he was living with me already. So 3 months, kind of like your situation where he had nowhere to go and you just feel bad. And I let him crash with me. So fast forward now 3 months of this like incident, his friend also was staying with me. So his friend was there. His friend witnessed everything. He tried like a teeny bit to like de-escalate it, but it didn't really work.
I mean, yeah, I mean, it's an uncomfortable
situation. I feel like when other people are around, it takes like a really secure person in themselves and like someone who's ready just in case like to fight, to like try to break something up like that. I feel like it's hard. It's really hard, yep, to be on the other side too. Yeah, so that happened, and basically my family came over, so my family knew. They didn't know, like I didn't tell them exactly what happened, but they came over, they knew something happened. No, because he wasn't that, I guess he was more calculating than that.
Okay.
You know, like to make sure that if I had bruising and stuff like that, it was places where my clothes would cover.
Okay.
But yeah, my family did come over. They came and changed the locks because I was supposed to be with them and I never answered my phone.
Oh.
So then they finally came to the apartment. And when they came to the apartment, my brother and my uncle were outside, and I saw them over the balcony, and they said that they saw the look on my face, that I looked so scared that they just assumed, but they never really asked me. So I didn't have to answer. I thought that was it, but Bob and his friend were downstairs waiting for my family to leave because they were in like the laundromat. Like the apartment building had like the laundry section. So they were waiting. So after my family left, that's when he came back, and he like...
How did he get in?
I don't remember that detail. Do you know that? I think we were just outside already, and he saw my family leave, like me saying bye to my family, and he just like came. He didn't come aggressive to me at that point. At that point, he was already like, I'm sorry, and like this whole, I don't want to say act, but I do. Like an act, like I'm so sorry, like crying, like this and that, to make me feel...
I don't know if it's I don't know. I think sometimes they are apologetic and they mean it because maybe they do have some type of love for you, but they just can't control themselves. So maybe they do kind of feel bad, but I don't know.
I don't know either. I wish I knew, but
yeah,
I don't know.
I guess we'll never know.
But that was like my first incident, and from there it's like, you know, he was so remorseful and like, you know, he felt so bad that I just kind of took him back. And I just remember like the days to come, I was like really sore. You know, I'm still obviously working and, you know, having jobs, and I'm moving around, and I'm waitressing, right? So I'm waitressing, and
at this point I think me and you were definitely working together.
Yeah, we were working together. And I just remember, like, it's so sad when you have to come up with like excuses, right? So like I'm limping around, and people are asking me like, what's wrong with you? Like, why are you walking like that? And you just, it's hard because you kind of just have to laugh it off. I remember laughing it off like, oh no, I just went extra hard like working out. So yeah. I'm like, I'm really sore right now.
My first time was, I think, the one that I said, and same thing. I went into work. Guys, I'm never the one to... What do you think?
You know what? Actually, it's pretty good.
Yeah, right?
I was expecting it to be like...
I figured she would like it only because it has coffee, and she obviously drinking coffee, so she likes coffee.
I just got into coffee recently, though. It's pretty good.
I was a server, too, when this happened. And I'm never the one really to call out. I don't really, you know, we're very responsible people, and I could say we because we both work together for a pretty good amount of time, and we're not really the type to call out unless there's like an emergency or really have to. But that time I even went into work the next day, literally with a bloody lip, and like I think I had like red around, and I think I was like bruised here too. I don't know. My nose,
what did people say when they saw you?
Like, I really, literally walked through the restaurant, like, so fast that nobody even noticed. And then I just went to the manager, and I was like, I need to, like... And it was crazy because it was so fresh that I felt like I was going to break down.
You know what? I don't know if you remember where I used to live, but in that apartment where this whole ordeal happened, it was right by our job.
Yeah.
Right? So, in my head in that moment, I lived on the second floor. And I kid you not, I thought about jumping from the balcony and running to my job.
Really?
I promise you. I didn't have sneakers or anything on, but I'm thinking to myself, like, I gotta go. Like, I really need to get out of here. And I didn't know what else to do. And in my head, that was like, that's what I was thinking. Jump off the balcony and run to my job. Like, because it was... She literally... I've walked there before from that apartment.
It's literally right there in front of the place.
Yeah, I've thought about that before. But...
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah.
And like, I almost broke down to him, like, I need to go home, I can't work today. Like, my shift, I literally was just about to start. Before it started, I didn't even clock in. I'm like, I need to go home. I obviously had like blood, like, no, not fresh blood, but, you know, dried up blood, you know. And he's like, what, like, like, as we were driving, he was like punching me as I was driving. So I obviously had a few bruises here and there, and I was just like, I can't stay. Like, I had an emergency that happened at home, and I can't stay. And he's like, go. And like, on that job, on Saturdays, they will never let you go. But I guess he saw my face. He saw how I was acting. And he's like, go, go. And I was like, okay. And I left.
It's just like when you walk around knowing what's going on. and I feel like you can't tell anybody. One, for me, I can't speak for anybody else, but for me, I was kind of embarrassed, and that's why I couldn't open up to anybody and be like, this is what's going on, because like, you know what they're gonna say, like, why are you doing this, like, why are you staying? And it's hard to explain to someone who's never been in it, because they don't understand. Like, it's hard.
No, it's
for
definitely
you
hard.
For you had, yeah, not that you were lucky, because no one's lucky.
No, yeah.
But you had someone who left you.
I was lucky in that aspect. Because not everybody gets that lucky, like, you know.
No, like, the person I was with, Bob, he would never, like, never, and he told multiple people that I would never leave him, he would never let me go, you know, that kind of thing. So
did you ever get, if you leave me, I'm gonna kill myself?
Yes. Yeah. I've gotten that, and I've gotten, you know, threats against me. I've gotten threats against my family, my mom, my brother.
Talking about threats, like, I don't want to go into too many, guys. We'll have stories for days, I'm pretty sure. I mean, that's 5 years of a toxic relationship. Mine was thankfully only 1.5 years. And my family experienced it one time. Like, you know, they saw it one time. Or heard it.
Your family was there one time?
One time. And my stepdad, he literally said, my mom, like, it happened, and I guess he heard, like, just a punch. Like, he punched me in the back of my head as I was walking into my room. But I guess my dad heard it, and he's like, my mom, when I came out, my mom was like, he heard it, and he said, that sounded like a hit. And then my mom was like, no, she's like, if I hear that one more time, I'm gonna go in that room. And like, that was my stepdad, but he was like a dad figure to me. Like, you know, it happens a lot, and every time it's different. One could be scarier than the other, one could last longer than another. But those minutes that it's happening, it just feels like
endless.
It's so scary.
Yeah.
Like, you don't know, like, I don't know how yours was, but mine, like, one time, like, I feel like this person would black out. Like, they wouldn't remember, like, they remembered everything they did, but it was like they didn't have control.
It look like a different person to you, right?
Yeah.
Like, their face is completely different.
Their
like, they
face is
don't look
completely
like
different.
them in that moment anymore. They're just so, like, enraged
Yeah.
that it's like, who are you? Like,
yeah, it's like literally
really
a different person.
Yeah.
And at one point, this was like the scariest for me because nobody was home, but my brother was like in the next room, and I mean, he's older, but we never really fought there because of my family, of course.
Right.
Like, listen, my family, you gotta respect this and that. Not that it was ever okay to do it outside of it, but you know, I would try to be like, you know, chill. But one time we were arguing. Of course, I was already known that it was getting to that point, and it wasn't always abusive to me. Like, it was abusive to himself too. Like, one time, big candle, literally, smashed it on his head. Like, his whole head opened up. He had to go to the emergency room, get staples on his head. It's still not, even though if he does it to himself, it's still uncomfortable to see. It's still uncomfortable to watch. You don't always have to be big to make it like an abusive, toxic relationship. But this one time, he grabbed a knife. Like, he went to the kitchen, and in my head, I'm like, what the hell is he doing? He grabs a knife, and nobody really knows about this. I don't even think my mom or my family knows about this, but when I speak to on YouTube or whatever, and I'm making real videos, I like to be really honest because I feel like that's how people can connect. But he grabs a knife, and he comes. It's not like a big knife. It's like a butter knife, but it's like the sharp one. It's like the small but sharp. He comes in and he's like, "Come here." Like, come here. And I'm like, no, for what? But of course I'm not this calm, like crying, like, no, for what? And he's telling me to get closer to him, and I'm trying just to like talk about different stuff, you know, like, calm down, like, why are you so mad, you know? Trying to make him put the knife down. And then I don't know what he does. I think he's mad. He puts the knife down and he starts like pasting. And then I like hop off the bed because I was standing on the bed.
He's going back and forth now at this point?
He put the knife down and he's like, you know, talking and like, you know, talking. So I hop off the bed and then he starts walking this way. And then I like get him away from the knife. And he ended up calming down. But he was like, just to let you know, that knife wasn't for you, it was for me. And I'm just like in my head, I'm like, I will never know because why were you pulling me closer? You know what I'm saying? Like, why are you telling me come here? And why would you even grab a knife in the first place?
Right.
So it's like, you never know when it's gonna go too far. And that's why I think it's important, like, to, if you're in that, like, try to remove yourself, because literally they could hit you at the wrong spot at the right time.
One time.
It could be literally right there, and then it could have happened to me, it could have happened to her, it could have happened, you know, we wouldn't be here saying it, because if I got hit at the right spot at the wrong time, like, I could have been right there done. Like, there's a lot to just being in it, like, you risk so much just Yeah.
So let me tell you the last incident where I was like, yeah, no, I need to go right now and never come back. I really thought I was gonna die.
Really?
Yeah, literally thought I was gonna die.
Wow, what happened?
So I was working late. I came home and him and I were already going through obvious problems like all this time. And so I was venting to a friend outside of my apartment. And all of a sudden, he comes out really upset, irate, like level 11 out of 10. You know what I mean? Like just completely, I don't know.
Were you with a guy or a girl?
A girl that he knew.
Okay.
Like we're all always together, you know? So I'm in the car. He comes over so angry, and then all of a sudden, he has a loaded gun that he's waving at me. Like he's pointing a loaded gun at me.
Like this, close talking like this?
Like I'm still in the passenger seat of the car at this point, and he's like standing in front of the car.
Like by the hood?
Yeah, by the hood of the car.
And what is he saying?
Yelling obscenities like I'm gonna blow your head off. Like all this literally.
But where's the gun at? Is
he
he going
he's
like,
holding it, pointing.
Like he's going like this?
Yes.
In front of your friend?
In front of my friend. Yeah, so we were stuck in the car.
And what was she
we were scared to get out. She was trying to like calm down the whole situation.
But again,
And so again, it's hard. And then at one point he walked away, and in the moment that he walked away, my friend got out of the car to go talk to him to calm him down. In the moment that he and her had left, I was still frozen. Like I wanted to call the police, but I didn't. And I know people probably think like, why wouldn't you call 911? If I'm being completely honest, I didn't want to call 911 because if I called 911, I felt like they would come with their sirens like going crazy, and he would hear it, and then he'd have like a last minute like, oh my gosh, she called the cops, let me just, you know, like you don't know. I know that who would want to get locked up, and nobody, right? So I don't know if he's gonna come back and like pull the trigger real quick and then just like get lost somewhere, like
run or something. Yeah,
so I didn't call 911, and instead I called my mother. I think was the first call I made. She didn't pick up. So imagine my heart now is racing. So I called my older brother. He didn't pick up. So now I'm just like, I don't know. Just because
he left doesn't mean that he's not gonna come
exactly
back.
And I don't know where he went. So I have the phone low because I don't want to bring it to my ear. I don't know if he can see me. And I don't want him to be like, oh, she's calling somebody, let me run over there and do something, you know? Finally I called my mom again, and she picked up. It was the quickest phone conversation of my life. She picked up. I had her on speaker again because I had my phone on my lap, and I was like, you need to come get me now. Meanwhile, I'm way out of state. I cannot stay here anymore. He has a gun. Click. The conversation was over.
Really?
That was...
What'd she say?
I don't even remember what she said.
You hung up or she hung up?
I think I hung up because I felt he was going to come back. I felt like as long as I said that, and she already had a sense that, that there's already that kind of issue in the relationship. So I hung up real quick with her. And then he came back, started again with the whole thing. I was scared, and that was the moment where I was like, I'm dead. I'm dead here in this car. And at this point, I already had children. So that was the thing that I thought about the most, is like, I'm gone, and what's gonna happen?
And they're like, they're young, obviously.
And they were young. Very, very young. Literally the next day, my mom, I found out after, as soon as the phone conversation was over, my mom called immediately one of my cousins. She couldn't even breathe. She's like, we gotta go right now. I don't know what's going on. And she didn't want to call me back. Yeah. You know, it's like really hard to figure out how to maneuver the, you know, the situation when you're not in it, especially because you don't want to call the person, and then that sets, you know,
you call someone.
Yeah, exactly. So it's tricky. But they did leave, and he did get locked up that night.
Oh, he did?
He did. What happened was my mother called 911 from up here they did come. He was he had left already at this point, so it was just me, my friend, my children. The cops came, we did a whole statement, everything, and I left and I went to a motel for the night. I heard he went back to the house. Okay. And that's when the police got him. And the next day I was in a U-Haul back to Jersey.
Good.
Yeah.
I mean, because like I said, me and Nicole go way back, and at one point we were pretty close.
Yes.
And we had another mutual friend that we were really close with. Mm-hmm. Me and Nicole and Nika, mm-hmm. we were really close. And I remember her letting us know one time that she opened up to us about it. And, you know, we just gave her the best advice that we could.
You know what it is, too? Is that, like, these people, not like that, but these people who are, like, abusive and stuff like that, they're somehow able to make you feel worthless but special at the same time. I don't know how to explain it, but for me,
yeah, I guess.
He made me feel like he really did a number to my self-esteem, but at the same time, whenever he gave me any kind of affection or any kind of attention, it made me feel special. He took me away from everyone.
Yeah.
Kind of isolated me, and then, you know, did a number on my self-esteem, which wasn't the best to begin with. But, you know, it's hard because in the moment that it is like two different people. It's like someone, it's like someone who could do that to you, but then in the same sense, you're talking about someone who used to do simple things, wash my hair. He used to brush my hair out. He used to do my nails himself.
Massage my feet, stuff like that. Like it's like so you do all. I feel like it may be like double personality. These people that I take it to that level, I feel like there's like a switch, or I don't know what it is, but deep down I know that there's something wrong with at least Sam and
Bob. Definitely, for sure.
So I know that they have something wrong with them. I mean, it doesn't make it okay. It doesn't justify what they're doing, of course. As normal as they look, as normal as they come out, and because they know.
Yeah, and then it's like when you're like, oh, when it's bad, it's so bad, but when it's good, it's great, right? But you can't hold on to that. Because then the bad times end up being more than the good times, and then it's like, what are you holding on to?
Nobody should be that bad.
Yeah, and in any relationship, it doesn't have to get physical.
Yeah.
You have relationships that are like emotionally abusive.
Also for me, like, I lost, not that I lost a lot of people, but I was like, you know how they say he pulled you away from everybody.
Yeah.
Same thing with me. Like, I was missing all my friends' birthday parties, and everybody knows I'm super close with my friends. I'm always there for everything, and I was not there anymore. And at this point, nobody knew that about my sexuality. So I was hiding that. I was hiding that I was living with someone. I was hiding that I was being physically, mentally abused, all those stuff. So it's like nobody knew why I was changing. Nobody knew why I wasn't showing up to like birthday parties. I wasn't around anymore. So nobody knew why. But yeah, so
I think that moving forward, I've been very more sure of myself when it comes to meeting people. And I feel like if they even mirror a situation from the past, it's like it's a no-go for me. Like I will. And maybe, I don't want to say it may be bad, I just won't respond at all to them. I feel like I'm just so guarded from like everything that's happened that I just am very weary about getting to a certain level with somebody.
Yeah, like me after that was my last relationship, and that was, I think, like 4 years ago, 4 or 5 years ago.
That was your last relationship?
That was my last relationship, yep. And then from there I'm just like, because I lost myself, like, I literally lost myself loving someone else. Like, it was literally everything for them. Like
you just want to do everything. Yeah.
Like savings, I had no savings because literally it was when he moved in with me, I had to take care of this person.
Yeah.
So there was no savings. All my money gone.
Do you know I'm still paying like on my credit report just from that time period? Can we just say that I'm really old now? You're talking about I met this person 19. Like, this was a long time. I'm 31. So this was a long time ago, and I still feel like I am still
you're still paying
dealing with the consequences of that time period, you know, especially financially too.
Yeah, me too. Like I said, I lost all my savings. I was like, how I used to be, it was crazy. Like, I had my own car, I was going to school, I was doing okay with money, and I was, you know, I was very independent, very happy, friends, family, everything was great, literally. Met this person,
no money.
Everything went to hell.
Basically.
My car got repoed.
Oh my god, your car. Well, we got evicted from the apartment that we had.
Nobody knows that, but yeah, my car got repoed.
Wow.
You got evicted. That's bad.
I got evicted. You know, actually, I wasn't 19 when I met him.
You were like 20 something, right?
I was 21.
21. I was gonna say there's no way.
I was 19 when we started working together.
No, but like you can't. That's the thing. Like you love someone so much that you lose yourself. Like,
I mean, I feel like I did lose relationships behind that. I feel like they, even now, if I was to explain, it just is not the same because I feel like so much time has gone by.
Yeah.
Sometimes hard to reconnect
it's so hard, yeah, of course.
After not being around each other for so long. But you know, you move on.
Yeah, you make new connections and you move on. You're risking so much of your life.
It's not worth it. Especially like especially before you have families, like it is even more difficult when there are children involved, especially like young children, like, you know, single moms. Like you're thinking like, where am I gonna go now? Where am I gonna go with my kids? Thank the Lord I had the support system of my family back home, but not everybody's that lucky. Not everybody has family that they can fall back on and depend on, and that's why they're even longer in situations like this because they don't know where to go. Or financially, if the guy takes you and tells you, I don't want you working, I don't want this, I don't want that,
stuck.
Where are you gonna go?
Exactly, you
know,
get stuck.
It could be, I mean, there are places. To be honest, I went to a domestic violence shelter at one point.
And that's what I want to put here. I want to, like, you know, let them know there is ways. And if you experienced it, speak about it.
Yeah, so one incident briefly was that he struck me on my face, open-handed, and it left an actual, his whole handprint was on my face, and the cops came, they took photos, and it was still there. I was actually pregnant at this time.
Wow. And
with my second. So from there, they took him, and I went to a shelter because the apartment I was living at was actually, it was an abandoned apartment.
Oh.
So it was not, Florida was not good for me.
And it's crazy because like if you look at me before I met this person, like I said, I was independent, I was doing great, and then to where I was when I was with him, it's like you could tell the difference of who I was. And like now that she's saying this, like I didn't know this, like what you just said about the apartment, the way you were living in, I didn't know this. But if you knew Nicole, like, because I met her before she was with this person, she was hardworking, you know, she was very responsible. Well, she is very responsible, hardworking. Of course, me and her are not as close as we used to, so there's a lot of things I don't know about her than who she is now. But when I met her before that relationship, she was very independent.
At the same time,
she was very independent. And it's crazy to see that you've gone, not to make it sound bad, but that you've got that low, where you're like, you would reach such a low that you're living in, like, say, an abandoned apartment. Like,
it's crazy, right? Because people look at me and they probably get this idea of what my story is like, right? Like my life is was like, or how I was growing up. And when I tell them that situation, that I've been homeless, I've lived in abandoned apartments, I've had places that I lived have no water, I'd have to go to a laundromat, fill up a bucket with water, bring it back just to take a shower. Like, no one believes this of me. They're like, I never would have thought you went through that.
And what made you go through that? Like, what was the cause of that?
The relationship I was in.
See, guys, like, it could be very, very bad for you. Like, and like I said, I knew her before this, so that Nicole, I would never think would go through this, but it happens. You fall for the wrong person, and you just lose yourself, and then it's all about them. Believe it or not, it's just all about them, and you just can't seem to walk away for some reason.
And it's life. You're gonna get knocked down, but I feel like if you can avoid it the best you can by seeing those little things in a relationship that you know deep down is not gonna work. Just don't make excuses. Yeah, don't make excuses for somebody else. And what about if you are not you, if you're the friend? Do you think like there's anything like any of your friends could have not done but like said? Because for me, I feel like I don't want my friends to feel guilty. Like if they were trying to tell me, oh, get out, do this, or I don't want them to feel frustrated. Maybe that's the word I'm looking for. Frustrated, not guilty. More like frustrated, because they're like, oh, I told you to get out. Why don't you get out? It's like when that person is ready, right? Like
that's one thing I learned about like advices is like you could give them all you want. I could sit here like I said, we sat with Nicole once and we told her like don't stay, but at the end of the day it depends on that person.
Right.
Yeah, a good support system is always great, of course, but I feel like no matter what my friends tell me, when I was in that situation, you could tell me to leave him, but I was not going to leave him, honestly.
Right. It's when like person's ready.
But this is
unfortunately,
yeah.
Because sometimes some people, it takes less for you to be like, okay, that was enough for me, I'm leaving. Other people take more, but
you shouldn't take any at all.
Exactly.
You shouldn't take any at all, and that's the thing. Like, if you know your worth and you know your value, like don't try so hard to love someone else that you lose yourself, because now I will never allow that, and I could actually say I will never stick to anything like that again. And
especially after all the time I'm sure it took for you and I to rebuild our confidence and feel more secure in our life after that, and
be able to like now us talking about it like to the public, like
that's
it like to
I
me
think it's bigger for you, no offense, but I feel like men in general don't talk about domestic violence, right? I feel like men aren't as open. Like now we have a lot of women coming forward like in general today about sexual abuse, physical, but I just feel like the men still kind of have a stigma to them about
that's the thing, like
that.
it's not just, it doesn't just happen to girls,
right.
Like it doesn't just happen to women, it happens to guys too, and
it's not good either way.
It shouldn't happen at all. And
whether it was Sam with Vic or another girl with a guy, because girls get crazy too.
Girls get crazy
too on guys. So I mean, either way, it's not healthy in in any relationship.
Yeah, and I know people like back to the friend thing. Like I know people could be so judgmental and be like, oh, like she's dumb for staying. Like, but guys, just try. If you're not in that situation, like now that I've been in it, it's easy to judge someone, but you will never know what it's like to be in that position.
Hopefully you don't have to ever know what that
hopefully
feels like.
Let me fix that. But at that time when you're judging someone like that, like you're most likely not going through it if you're just, oh, he's and if you are judging, if you went through it, like you should understand that it's not easy to walk away. And the thing is that you know that you shouldn't be in it. Like I sit there and I'm like, I know I could do so much better. I don't deserve this. Like I really don't deserve this. Like I did this and that, and this is what I get. But guys, for some reason, it's just so hard to walk away. Like it's so hard.
Even like that last year that we were together, I thought about my future all the time, and I was like, wow, I guess this is it. Like, did you ever feel like that? Like this? No, maybe because I already had kids, so it felt more like a family, and we were so long together. I thought to myself, like, this is really it. Like, this is what my life has come to. Like, this is what I'm gonna have to deal with every day. Like, this is my life. And until that last incident I said about before, that's what I thought. And I thought I was just gonna be miserable for the rest of my life with a couple good days here and there,
And that's not the life you want to live, guys. Like, you literally only live once. Like honestly, look how happy. Are you happy right now? Like, look how happy we are. And yeah, I had happy days, but I wasn't happy deep down. Guys, it does get better with time. You get over it. You heal, and it does get better. And now we're able to talk about it, and we know better. But we had to live through it to know why,
Yeah.
I guess I honestly think things happen for a reason. I feel like I wouldn't be the person I don't know if I would be this person I am today if I didn't go through that. It made me change so much in life, like the way I see life, the way I see things, how much, just different. I'm just different.
Yeah. Definitely.
I don't think I should have went through it, but not that I'm grateful that I went through it, but
I know what you mean.
Yeah, it's not a good thing that I went through it, but it did change me a lot in my persona. So I just feel like, I mean, hey, at least I was lucky enough to like survive that stage of my life, because not everybody's able to. There was a song that literally got stuck to me when I heard it.
What was it?
It was by Zayn and Taylor Swift. What song was that?
What? The Live Forever song? The Live Forever song? No, they have another song together. Forever, right?
The quote when she says, "I don't know if I dodged a bullet or just lost the love of my life."
Yes.
That lyric, guys, I was like. Because when that was happening, I was like,
damn, did I lose the love of my life or did I just dodge a bullet?
Right.
Now I could say that I dodged a bullet. Thank God.
Yeah.
That he loved me.
And hopefully you can realize, you know, that you're worth so much more. And here I am. I live on my own. Just me and my kids. I was gonna say my squad. Just me and my kids. And you know, we're doing our thing.
So, yeah, back on your feet and everything.
Back on my feet. Back in school.
Oh, look at you.
Yes, for nursing.
Nice.
We're getting somewhere. I work 2 jobs.
Wow. I mean, me now, obviously you guys know, I mean, if you guys watch me, you guys know I'm not in school yet, but you know, I'm doing my real estate stuff. I just need to take my state test that I'm still trying to pass, but I already did the program. I know I'm school. Yeah. Nice. I'm working and doing YouTube on the side and just trying to, you know, be the best person I could be. You can make it. We're just an example of many that have made it, and we do understand that it's hard. We were in your shoes once if you are going through this, and just don't wait too long to get out, or just don't wait at all if you can. But
make a plan today.
Yeah, this is just finding yourself. That's what you need to know. You're worth more. Find yourself. Nobody deserves to ever go through that. So just keep that in mind and just ask for help. And if you feel like there is no help, there's shelters, there's numbers you could call. I'll try to put numbers down here. You guys could reach out, and a lot of people they don't reach out because of fear.
Yes, exactly.
Guys, I know it's scary, but just try to do what's best for you. And
you'd rather be scared in the moment of making that phone call than to live your whole life in fear of your partner. Like, to be honest.
Especially if you have kids. If you don't do it for yourself, do it for them, guys. Like, do it for your kids. But yeah, guys, anything else you wanna say? Alright, Nicole, well, thank you so much for coming here and being so honest and so raw and sharing your stories. And
hopefully someone could relate. That was the whole point, right?
Yeah. To
be relatable and to like let you know, like Vic was saying, we're here now, so it's not like the end. You can come back from it full circle.
And like I said, like she's a perfect example of how rock bottom you could get, but it's up to you. If it was up to you, if you don't want to do anything about it, she still would have been in that situation.
Right.
But she found the courage and the strength to get back up, and like how she said, now she's doing very well for herself. And we're just like you guys, we're people, so if we could do it, so can you. And yeah, that was pretty much the whole purpose, that to know that there are people going through it and that there is ways out.
People do understand. And
people do understand, and don't be afraid of, you know, don't be embarrassed to ask for help either. Don't be embarrassed to speak about it. Yeah, I mean, like, you know, like,
I understand that you're ashamed, like you feel ashamed, but that's not what you should be feeling.
Yeah, it's not your fault.
It's not your fault, yeah.
That it's happened to you, but
now at the end of the day, at this point you got to do something about it.
Yeah,
right?
It's not your fault that it happened to you, but I feel like you can't blame yourself for allowing it to continue to happen to you.
I guess that's fair.
To a certain extent.
It's hard.
It's hard because every situation is different.
It's hard, but you do have a choice, you know, and you take chances every day. So this would be like the greatest chance for you to like get up, do something, and you know, move forward with your life and leave that behind. Who wants to live like that forever?
Exactly. I'm honestly happier than I ever was when I thought I was in love in this relationship. I'm so much more happy now, and I'm glad I was able to, you know, go with that. You're good too, right?
I'm great.
Alright guys, well, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope that it got to some people, and if you know somebody that's going through this, just be a little bit more understanding of their situation, and try to help them out what they can, and just be patient with them, and just try to encourage them to leave that situation. And if you are going through it, I hope that this might motivate you to, I don't know, do something about it. And yeah, just know that there is a way out and you can make it at the end. So hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure you guys subscribe, comment, like, and do you have...
I have a side note.
Yeah, go for it.
Can I keep the tiramisu?
Go for it. Keep the tiramisu. And we'll talk about this. I'm pretty sure you'll see her again. You know, she did open up a lot, so that's the least I could do.
Free food? Free food, yeah.
We'll do that. Alright guys, so make sure you guys comment, like, subscribe, and stay tuned. And once again, thank you guys for watching, and that's a wrap.
Yep, we're out of here.
Peace.
Bye.
That was so good.
You liked it?
Yeah. Did you?
It felt natural. I liked it. And then we haven't seen each other so long, so I feel like we just talking.